There are 5 triggers in ordinary objects: the on-click trigger, the proximity trigger, the while proximity trigger, the while hover trigger, and the long hover trigger. Each trigger allows you to activate actions on an object under specific circumstances. A standard activation action triggers the on-click trigger. For example, the right hand can pinch when using a MetaQuest in order to activate the on-click trigger. On an iOS device, the user can tap the object in order to activate the on-click trigger. In the editor, the trigger can be activated by pressing the lightning bolt. The proximity trigger is activated when objects are close to each other. In this case, we're checking if the right hand is within 10 centimeters of the current object. The editor UI shows a gizmo where yellow indicates the distance at which the trigger will activate. As the editor operates in real time, moving our hand close will automatically activate the proximity trigger. We can set the proximity trigger to activate on exit instead. In this case, when the hand leaves the area, the proximity trigger is activated. The while proximity trigger is very similar to the proximity trigger. The core difference is that it will automatically activate and deactivate when the to object moves in and out of the area. In this case, the cube starts spinning and then automatically stops. The while hover trigger allows you to activate actions when a device is looking at the current object. In this case, the cube will spin when the head is facing it directly, and it will stop spinning when the head looks away. The long hover is very similar to the while hover trigger, with 2 core differences. When the device looks at the object, the trigger will activate after a certain duration. And when the device looks away from the object, the trigger does not stop being active. The long hover trigger can be used to change states.